Okay, this is just a continuation with our discussion on the integration by parts. But suppose we have this integral. We have to evaluate I is equal to the integral of secant raised to 5 theta d theta. So if we do integration by parts here, that would make us be doing a series of integration by parts. Kasi kanina, or previously, we have already solved this. Ito siya. In which we isolated secant squared. Natira dito is secant theta. So, imagine if this is 5. So, isolate natin yung square. Matitira dito is secant cube pa. So, kung secant cube pa siya, the derivative of this would be more complicated. That would be 3 secant squared theta. Then we'll have secant theta tangent theta d theta. Then if we substitute integral of v du, so v du, yung mangyayari is complicated na siya. Diba? So we have tangent squared, then secant cube. Okay? Ganun. So that would require us to do another set of integration by parts. So yung gagawin natin dito, halimbawa medyo higher na yung number dito, more complicated na yung integral natin, we'll just solve the general formula for the integral of, let's call this I sub n equal to the integral of secant raised to n theta d theta. Okay? Okay, para ang gagawin natin, we'll just derive the reduction formula for this. Okay? Yan, sorry. Reduction formula. Okay? So how do we do this? Yun nga. We'll start with having I sub n equal to the integral of secant raised to n theta d theta. So, learning from what we have done previously in this problem, we need to isolate secant squared because ito siya yung may formula para ma-integrate. Okay. So, if I do that, if I let dv be equal to secant squared theta d theta, so therefore, yung u natin should be secant n, bawasan natin ng squared, di ba? Or secant squared. So that would be secant n minus 2 theta, n minus 2 theta. Okay? So it follows that, of course, v natin is tangent theta. And how about this, the derivative of u? That would be du is equal to n minus 2 secant n minus 3 theta. Let me adjust this. Then derivative of secant theta is secant theta tangent theta d theta. So if we simplify that, that would become n minus 2 secant. Okay, what will happen here if we multiply this? That would be n minus 1 plus 1. Sorry, n minus 3 plus 1. So n minus 2 pa rin. So n minus 2 theta tangent theta d theta. Okay, now if we substitute for, we know that the integral of u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du. So, substitute na tayo, we'll have I sub n is equal to uv. So, we'll have secant raised to n minus 2 theta tangent theta, then minus v du. So, v du, so we'll have tangent theta times n minus 2 secant raised to n minus 2 theta tangent theta d theta. Okay, simplify natin. So, I sub n is equal to secant raised to n minus 2 theta tangent theta. Then, ito, this is a constant, so pwede natin ilabas minus n minus 2. So, times integral of course, tangent squared theta, then secant raised to n minus 2 theta d theta. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, now let us try to evaluate this. Ibahin natin yung color na lang. Balik tayo sa black. Then that would become, by transformation tayo. So ito, I could change tangent squared theta to secant squared theta minus 1, right? Then multiplied by secant raised to n minus 2 theta d theta. Okay, and then we'll have, what will happen? If I distribute natin to, then eto dito, that would become integral of eto, what will happen? So that would be secant raised to n minus 2 plus 2. So secant raised to n na lang siya. Secant raised to n theta d theta. Then of course, ito minus of magiging plus n minus 2 times secant n minus 2 theta d theta. Sorry, integral pa. Okay. Then, of course, the result would be, may paste this, we know that this is equal to I, right? Ito yung sinusolve natin. Sorry, it's I sub n. So, ito siya, this is I sub n. So, I will change that to I sub n plus, sige, kopyahin muna natin, n minus 2 integral of secant raised to n minus 2 theta d theta. Okay, what will happen here now? Of course, ito, we can combine this here, right? But what will happen to this? Okay, it's n minus 2, this is a constant, times this. So, ano yung pwede natin i-generalize dito? If this is I sub n, of course, this is I sub n minus 2, right? Right? If this is I sub n, then eto siya, this is I sub n minus 2. Kasi eto siya, exponent niya dito is n minus 2 na. So therefore, we could say that this becomes I sub n plus n minus 2 I sub n, that is equal to secant raised to n minus 2 theta tangent theta plus n minus 2 I sub n minus 2 plus c. Okay. Okay, then eto, let us simplify this, factor out I sub n. So we'll have 1 plus n minus 2 times I sub n. So that will be n minus 1. So n minus 1 I sub n, that's equal to this. So let me just copy this. Then therefore, I sub n is equal to 1 over n minus 1 secant n minus 2 theta tangent theta plus n minus 2 over n minus 1 I n minus 2 plus c. So this is now our reduction formula. So this is now the reduction formula, or the formula for I sub n. So if you want to solve for we want now to solve for I sub 5, or this, ito. So I sub n, ito, so ito siya, this would be I sub 5. So let's solve for I sub 5. So to solve for I sub 5, we need I sub 3. Diba? And to solve for I sub 3, we need I sub 1, or I. So yun lang yung gagawin natin. Okay, let's do that. So of course, eto, ulitin natin ha. We are trying to solve for I sub 5. So to solve for I sub 5, we need I sub 5 minus 2, or I sub 3. And to solve for I sub 3, we need I sub 3 minus 2, which is I, or I sub 1. So to solve for that, we'll start with I sub 1, which is just equal to the integral of secant raised to 1 theta d theta. And we have a formula for this that is simply ln secant theta plus tangent theta plus c. Okay? So, hindi na natin isulat yung c. Then, meron tayong I sub 1, then let's solve for I sub 3. So, to solve for I sub 3, let's use a reduction formula. So, we'll have I sub 3 is equal to 1 over 3 minus 1 secant 3 minus 2 theta tangent theta plus 3 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. I sub 3 minus 2 is 1. So I sub 1. So therefore, I sub 3 is equal to 1 half secant theta tangent theta plus 1 half I sub 1, which is ln secant theta plus tangent theta plus c. And familiar, we already solved this in the previous lesson. So from here, we can now solve for I sub 5. So I sub 5, silip ulit tayo sa reduction formula. So we'll have 1 over 5 minus 1. So 1 over 4. Then secant, sorry, 5 minus 2. So secant cube theta tangent theta plus 5 minus 2, 3 over 5 minus 1, 4. Then I sub 3. I sub 3. So times I sub 3. So we have 1 half secant theta tangent theta plus 1 half ln secant theta plus tangent theta plus c. Okay. Then, so therefore I sub 5 is equal to 1/4 secant cube theta tangent theta plus 3 over 8 secant theta tangent theta plus 3 over 8 ln secant theta plus tangent theta plus 3 over 4 c, or that is still c. And that is our answer. Very easy. Okay, let's try another one. We'll have to evaluate I sub n, which is equal to the integral of x times ln x raised to n dx. And we need to obtain I sub 5 kung makuha na yung reduction formula. So let's start with the reduction formula. So let's solve for the reduction formula. So we'll start with, of course, we have I sub n equal to the integral of x times ln x raised to n dx. Now, integration by parts tayo. So we'll start with identifying u and dv. Of course, we cannot use dv as ln x raised to n dx because we cannot integrate this immediately. So, mahirap siya. So, therefore, ang u natin will be ln x raised to n. And dv would be x dx. So, therefore, du will be n times ln x raised to n minus 1 times the derivative of ln x, that's dx over x. Okay? Okay na ba? Okay. Then, how about v? That would become x squared over 2. So, proceed na tayo. Therefore, I sub n is equal to uv. So, we'll have x squared over 2 ln x raised to n. Excuse me. Minus v du. So, integral of v x squared over 2 times du, which is n times ln x raised to n minus 1 dx over x. Ayan. Okay. Then let us simplify. So we'll have x squared over 2 times ln x raised to n. So minus 1/2 is a constant. So 1/2 integral of x squared over x. So x na lang yung naiwan. Then we'll have, sorry, we have n pa dito and that is still a constant. So ilabas natin. So n over 2 siya. Okay, then we'll have ln x raised to n minus 1 dx. So basically we have that. Okay, so from here we'll have I sub n is equal to x squared over 2 ln x raised to n minus n over 2, and this is actually I sub n minus 1. Ito, because I sub n is x times naka-raise siya dito sa n. So therefore, ito, integral of x times ito naka-raise sa n minus 1. So therefore, this is just I sub n minus 1. So this is I sub n minus 1. Yan lang. Then plus c. So this is now the reduction formula. So if this is a reduction formula, then we can now solve for I5. So solving for I5. But to solve for I5, if this is 5, then we need to obtain I4. To solve for I4, we need to obtain I3, then I2, then I1. So, ibig sabihin, we'll start with I sub 1. So, to solve for I sub 1, we'll have integral of x times ln x raised to 1 dx. Ayan. Okay, let's solve for I sub 1. So for I sub 1, this is familiar because we already solved integral of y ln y dy in our previous test, our previous example. So hanapin na lang natin. So our previous example for the integral of y ln y dy, we have this. So we'll just change the variable to x. So therefore, I sub 1, kopyahin ko na lang muna dito. So I sub 1 is equal to 1/2 x squared ln x minus 1/4 x squared. Okay, then I'll copy this. Cut. Okay, so this is our I sub 1. Now let us solve for I sub 2. And by the way, yung I sub 1 that is familiar here dito. Tingnan nyo. Ito. So I sub 2. So I sub 2, ito na lang yung reduction formula yung gamitin natin. So we'll have x squared over 2 ln x raised to 2 minus 2 over 2. Sulat ko na lang muna. Then I sub 1, which is 1/2 x squared ln x minus 1/4 x squared. Okay. Then simplify. Then I sub 2 is equal to x squared over 2 ln x squared minus 1/2 x squared ln x plus 1/4 x squared. Okay, may plus c pa pero pwede, sige, lagyan natin sa plus c. Anyway, although c will still be c. Then let's solve for I sub 3. So I sub 3, again, reduction formula. So we'll have x squared over 2 ln x cubed minus 3 over 2, then I sub 2, which is x squared over 2 ln x squared minus 1/2 x squared ln x plus 1/4 x squared. Plus c pa rin. Takpan na. Ayan. So therefore, I sub 3 is equal to x squared over 2 ln x cubed minus, that would be 3/4 x squared ln x squared plus 3/4 ln x squared ln x, okay, plus minus 3/8 x squared. then plus c. So we'll proceed to I sub 4. Okay, so I sub 4 is x squared over 2 ln x raised to 4 minus 4 over 2. So 2 times I sub 3 u. Yan. So I sub 4 is equal to x squared over 2 ln x raised to 4 minus x squared ln x cubed plus 3 halves x squared ln x squared minus 3 halves ln sorry, wala palang ln. Ito, wala na to. So, wala dapat ln dito. It's just, sorry. So, x squared ln x minus 3/4 x squared plus c. Then, solve na si I sub 5. So, I sub 5, that is just x squared over 2 ln x raised to 5 times, paano na yan? 5 over 2 minus 5 over 2, then I sub 4. I need to copy this and multiply it by 5 over 4. Ayan. Then simplify. So we'll have I sub 5 is equal to x squared over 2 ln x. That is if walang error yung mga arithmetic natin. 5x squared over 4 ln x raised to 4 plus 5x squared over 2 ln x cubed minus 15 over 4 x squared ln x squared plus 15 over 4 x squared ln x ramay plus 15 over 8x squared plus c. Then, if tama lahat na pagkakakompute natin, then that would be our answer. Ay, tedious kayo. Okay, to practice, solve for the reduction formula of this and solve for and obtain I sub 6 and I sub 7. If this is I sub n. Yan.